Viewer discretion required, for this is an X-rated question. Electrical equipment installed in zone 1 or 2 of a bathroom must have an IP rating of at least. So we've got 4 to pick from. So it's bathrooms.
Bathrooms.
Part 7.
Part 7, special locations.
So again, if you've done our course, that will have been hammered home, because we really do that quite a lot, don't we? And we all go and I sit on the sides of baths and all that stuff. If you don't know, anywhere like this is going to be a special location. It's going to be a part 7. So if we go to part 7 index, contents there, we can see locations containing a bath or shower. So 701, we turn around and there we are, the zones are there, Gary. So
yes, that's actually only distances and measurements. You won't find anything in there.
Good, going down, going down, going down. Aha! The key word being, not on there, but external influences, an external influence. And so there we have it. Installed electrical equipment shall have at least the following degree of protection. So we're looking for zones 1 and 2, which would be
IPX4.
So there you go, right? Is that a good way of marking the book, you think?
Dave, that's great. I mean, what you can do is obviously just cherry pick small amounts of information like a temperature or that particular IP code, because if you do the whole paragraph or the whole page, you're going to turn white into yellow and you're just not going to find information. So that is really succinct and nicely done. Okay, so IPX4 we have there, and I can see there's a couple of, that's a bit deceptive, isn't it? The X on the other side. I know, some people do wrestle with that because they've got to sort of like, surely they're the same, and they're not the same. In fact, actually, in this particular question, they've thrown in the 7 as well, which is the first one you come to. So if you were thinking of that one, it is zone 0 only. So it's a case of knowing which one in the question to refer to. Now, if I take you to section 416, which covers basic protection for enclosures and barriers and the like, you will see that there's a couple of other options, IP2X and IP4X. So have you got that one there? That's for a horizontal top surface that's readily accessible. And this is all about the 4X being hit, not X4. So what's the difference? The first digit is all about protection against the ingress of solid foreign objects like muck, bullet, dust and insects and the like. And the second digit is all about ingress of water. Okay.
So that would be controlling solid objects, that is controlling water. The testing.
The testing is, yes. So X is all about it wasn't assessed. So if you take, for example, the cooling fan that we have in the summer, and it rotates round, it's got little grooves and slots in to let the air flow through. It's not waterproof, but it is stopping me touching their life parts. So that would be, well, it's not going to be 4X because it'd only be 1 millimetre, you wouldn't get any airflow, so it's actually a 2X side of things. But in this particular case, the answer that we're looking for bathrooms is X4. So it wasn't tested for dust and debris, but what we do need is the waterproof side of things. So I shouldn't say waterproof, sort of splash proof, drip proof and the like. Okay.
Okay, and good information about the testing. I didn't know that until I spoke to Mr. Gundry, but there's so much in life I don't know until I speak to Mr. Gundry.
It's not the only place, because the other thing that always happens to me is where is this explained in the regulations? And the thing is, it's not specifically in each section. No. You need to go to Appendix 5.
Appendix 5, which I've marked with the flag tag here, so that's external influences.
So you can jump from the beginning of the book to the back in like seconds.
I could do anything, and if you go back
there it is.
Oh, there we go, I missed it. There we go, yes, it's there.
Now, unlike anything else, the way that I've just described it, the first digit is protection for ingress of objects and protection against electric shock, and the second digit is for water. They're turned round on this particular page because the code AD is water, and over here AE is foreign bodies, so you just make sure you get the right one. But it is nicely explained all the way down here and there. And typically, the higher the number, the better the protection.
Which is so true in many ways. Yes. Don't know what that meant. We hope you found that useful. I should stress that the questions we're addressing in this series aren't official exam questions taken from any paper, but they're very typical of the sort of thing you find on questions from any of the examining bodies for the 18th edition. If there's a question or a subject that you'd like us to address in these sessions, then please do drop me a line, dave.austin@learninglounge.com, or you can simply enter the question in the comments box below.
And don't forget, there are more questions on our website, learninglounge.com/18. And even more questions when you subscribe to one of our courses.